Good morning, everyone. Welcome to week 2 of Social Work 541. I have started to read some of your assignments from week 1 and then already enjoying getting to know you better and your thoughts on community and what has impacted your development personally and professionally. So let me talk a little bit about week 2. Week 2, you have two things, well, technically three things to do. The first is, let me start with the simplest, is a discussion on local politics. That is a forum-like discussion similar to what you've been doing already in this course and in many other courses. You will do an initial response and then respond to two classmates based on what political life is like in your community and they some of the why factors in terms of political affiliation. What does your community look like, historically, currently? What are the factors, both at the local, state, and federal level, that are impacting political life in your communities? So I think that one's fairly straightforward. I'm interested to learn more about what you know about your local politics, how much maybe you've paid attention over time. My experience is that so often students kind of have been disconnected from politics, maybe paid attention a little bit in the media, but weren't really active in any way. So I hope this will at least get you become more familiar and give you some insights into your own community that may have an impact both locally at the state level and nationally. One of the things I'm a big advocate is in terms of being a social worker is that we have lots of information in our own personal toolboxes that we then can pull out as needed in both personal kind of situations, maybe when we're talking with family or friends. We can pull out at work when we need to educate coworkers or possibly a client that we're working with. And my hope is then societally, you may want to get more involved in what's happening both at a local, state, and national level after this course, because we are in a critical time in our country. You are choosing to get an MSW because for the most part, I hear the theme, everyone wants to help people, but we can't sit back and say that it's good enough to go to work each day for our 8, 9, 10-hour shift, work with individuals or families or groups, and not be involved in a more macro level. I believe very strongly, personally, that that does a disservice to the individuals, families, groups that we work with if we aren't, as social workers, an advocate for the things that are happening at a local, state, and national level. If we just kind of let things happen as they will and we don't have a voice in that, we don't take action, then are we really doing the best that we can as a social worker to meet the needs of our clients? If we just take whatever happens and say, okay, well, we'll do the best we can with what we have, I think that that's kind of a cop out. So I'm hoping that through this course, I can instill in you some fire, some enthusiasm, to get more involved in the macro community political advocacy efforts that are happening in our profession. So that first assignment is really just getting you more educated. Okay, the second assignment is what we call an assignment, assignment 1, and it's called My Community in Words and Pictures. The very first thing I'm going to say to you is I am extending the due date for that until Friday at midnight. So let me be very clear. The due date for assignment 1 will be Friday at midnight. And then your 2 responses to your classmates are still due Sunday at midnight. I apologize, I'm sorry, it's only 1 response to a classmate for this assignment. So your original video will be due Friday at midnight, and then you need to respond to 1 classmate by Sunday at midnight. Okay, now the second thing is there is a what word do I want to use? Miscommunication, misinformation in on Engage regarding this assignment. If you look at the syllabus and you look at the list of assignments, it says that this video is an 8 to 10 minute video. But then when you pull it up in week 1, it says a 5-minute video. The correct answer is an 8 to 10 minute video talking about your community in words and pictures. Basically, it's a PowerPoint presentation where you will include, things that describe your community. Really, if you follow the 4 bullets that are outlined, on this assignment right here, doesn't work very well to hold this up. I know there's other ways I can be doing this, but the 4 sections, of this assignment, the demographics of your community, the overview of important institutions, the map of the community, and then your assessment of a good community. They make up the PowerPoint presentation. You're going to want to use the community toolbox materials that are part of the readings this week. You may have already noticed that we'll be using several of the chapters from the community toolbox for various assignments throughout this course. When it says to make reference back to the readings, please do so in your various assignments. So I like when people include in this, personal pictures, so to speak, not necessarily pictures you've taken with your phone or camera, but things you can get off the internet, that show important things in your community. I think that helps people feel a connection so that it's not just driven by the demographic numbers kind of census information, but that we can see the things that make up the good community, that define your community, not just through words, but through pictures. Okay, so if you have any questions on that as you're putting it together, please feel free to send me an email, shoot me a text. I have asked everyone to get in touch with me via your phone number, so I have a way to reach out to you. I think just about everybody has done that. One of the reasons that I do that is when you send me an email and Engage, I don't get that instantaneously. I only get it when I sit down, log in to Engage, and read my emails. If you want to ask me a question, I would much rather you shoot me a text. I can tell you if I'm available to talk then. We can schedule a time that either we're going to text back and forth, or even if you tell me, hey, I sent an email, can you take a look at it and answer my questions? Because I may go several hours or maybe even a day before I sit down and look at my Engage email. And I just want to be more responsive to you throughout this course. I find that, it's a much more positive experience. So that's your assignment number 1 for this week. Then the next thing, the third thing that you need to do for this week is with your partner, decide what community you are going to focus on for assignments 2, 3, and 4. Again, I am going to extend that to Sunday of this week, give you, because I know I'm still matching up a few remaining people, so you have the whole week to figure out with your partner what community you are going to focus on for assignments 2, 3, and 4. And I will be in touch, with folks throughout the week regarding that to make sure that everybody's on target. It can be a location, it can be a community that is a defined community. I'm open, to creativity for these assignments. Okay, so if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. I will be grading week 1 materials, majority of which I will get done today. However, it might move into Wednesday that I'm finishing up grading your assignments for week 1. Okay, have a great week, and I will hopefully talk with many of you soon. Take care. Okay, so we seem to have a problem getting this recording to stop.